Well, hello everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Another Tuesday. Well, guess what? I broke a vase. Sorry for the tardiness, but one thing I can say, that was a lesson learned. Sometimes we lose things in the spring. Um, they die off, they go away, but you keep going, you persevere. So that's what I'm going to do. I didn't have time to feel sorry. I just had to understand that it's a new day, and things can be replaced. So some things cannot, like our health. We can't replace our health. So while I'm waiting on my buddy Martin to come on, that will be the title for today, 10 signs of an unhealthy body. So let me see here. I will try to add on now.
Day. Good afternoon. How are
Good
you?
afternoon. Hi, Joe. How are you?
Well, I'm okay. I was just saying you got to keep on checking. I broke a vase, one of my favorite vases,
Hmm.
and for the others, a vase. So I broke my vase, and I had to clean that up. But like I say, some things can be replaced and some things cannot, such as our body, which is a lesson learned for today. And let's just talk about the 10 signs of unhealthy body because our bodies cannot be replaced. So with that being said, what say you today?
Yeah, no, I'm doing well. Just a crazy past couple days. It happens to all of us. You can't avoid it. So you just have to, succumb to it, understand what it is, and just, wait for the next day to come and just do your best the next day. So I'm excited to talk about these. And besides one of them is the actual sign of, overweight. Everyone can see it, and I need to do something about it. Most of the people that we talk to, they don't visibly look like they're unhealthy or visibly look like they're overweight or such. And for them, they think, well, I'm looking around at my body, I feel fine, and I'm going along my day, I make good money, and this and that, and they don't really look into the details of what's really going on or any symptoms that are building up. And then by the time they do realize it, it's already too late. So these are just something that um, just little symptoms that you can catch yourself either on a day or on a weekly basis and understand, hey, you know what, this isn't normal. Maybe I do need to check out, go see a doctor or check my health and go from there. So it's not. This is something where I think a majority of people think that when we talk about healthy choices, it's about losing weight, and that's one of the variables to about 7, 8 different categories of how we want to be healthy in the three categories of mind, body, and soul. So, yeah, there was a list of 10. Majority of these, I know people can relate to, and like I say, they'll start questioning themselves, and that's all we want to do is just be able to kind of question where you are and take accountability and go from there. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's good because yeah, I'm watching so many people on these platforms. All of a sudden, everybody wants to become an advocate for making healthy choices. And I I'm some people may not like me today, but oh well, I broke my favorite vase, so I'm just going to say what it is. But everybody wants to become an advocate for healthy choices. but we've been living our life this way. And I know for me, I've been living my life this way since I was born. Um, Although I had the direction of my parents, but as I became an adult, you see, so for me, it didn't just happen yesterday. Although people may have an aha moment and say, okay, well, now is the time. They're mentally ready to deal with it. Some are mentally ready, some are not. But many people have tried many diets and they weren't
Mm.
successful. So, like you're saying, even though we want people to be aware, we're not trying to sell the fact that they need to make healthy choices. We've always promoted healthy choices. We've always talked to those who have an ear to hear, those who are ready for healthy choices. But now all of a sudden, you've got celebrities zoning in because it's a moneymaker. Let's be clear. Your worth, your body is not about money.
Mm.
That's what irritates me
Mm.
the most is that all of a sudden it's a moneymaker.
Mm.
Of course, we can make money with our skills, but let's not promote it like it's the fad of this century.
Mm.
So, it's good to give people, you know, signs of being unhealthy. Of course, they know that, but who's ready to make healthy choices? Who's ready to go deeper? And who's ready to learn about it?
Mm.
Let's not just make it a fad. Let's make this a real situation.
Yeah, no, I agree. And that's something that I've seen more in like the health industry in terms of like food, where there's like an agenda or something's hot for a couple months, whether it's like Himalayan salt. I remember when pink Himalayan salt came out, everyone was cooking with pink Himalayan salt. Oh my gosh, it's so great for you, so great for you. Then they found out the actual the ingredients and the pros and cons are like, there's actually nothing in this. It's just like you're just trying to catch one on us. So I feel the same way, especially after COVID, with everything happening with COVID. And I'm not going into the vaccine type of discussion. I'm talking about into the health discussion where all that was going on, and now after it, we have mental ill issues. People are mentally ill. People are dealing with excessive fat. People are dealing with so many issues coming out of that, and now the answers are coming along, and it's exactly what you said. Get rich, get quick scheme of answers, and it doesn't work out that way. You know what I mean? And I know
Right.
exactly what you're advocating for because it's new now. Hey, health is obviously the climate change and everything else is happening with the health of the earth, but also the health of the individuals now. It's like, hey, this is what you like. I saw on TikTok earlier someone was trying a I- someone was trying a an all meat diet plan, and she was eating only meat, and she said she had lost uh, 11 pounds in 12 days. And I don't care what you're doing for your diet or how good it is. No one should be losing that much weight that fast. It's not healthy because
Right.
you might be losing weight, but that weight might be muscle. It might be some very, very important nutrients and vitamins that you need for your body. So you don't want to deplete your body and just be a stick and say, "Oh, I'm losing weight." And that's the reason why Jewel and I don't advocate for everyone has to be under 10% body fat or everyone's got to be a certain weight. It's not about that. It's about, hey, you can still hold some weight on you, but still it be like a natural weight. For me, I was naturally at a bigger weight when I was older. And as you get younger, you naturally get skinnier and toned down a little bit. It's just what you do normally. But I can't say, oh, it's my diet. I'm losing weight. Oh, man, it's a good thing. You naturally tone down as you get older. The only thing is you don't want to have unnecessary weight on you, and that's where it can cause harmful harmful procedures going forward with your insides or even the outsides in terms of your bones, your tendons, your muscles, and such forth from there, and then even deeper in your blood, your intestines, your organs, and all that from there. So yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, and it's unfortunate. You know what I mean? People have influence, people have power, and they're saying, "Hey, here's the new Apple I'm trying out. It worked for me. It's going to work for you." And then they get under peer pressure, and it's all okay. I'm going to do it because they're doing it, and they waste 40, $50 and say, "Oh, well, it didn't work, but it's okay. I only spent
Right.
40, $50 on it." And it's like, come on. It's like, and you said it. It's your health. It's your body. You can't get your body. You can't get another body. You can get another vase, but you can't get another body. So
Right.
it's very, very in line with what's going on and what you were talking about. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, and it is unfortunate. Just like I suggested, I don't know, several years back, let's put money back into mental health. Don't wait for something to happen. Now all of a sudden you're passing laws. Why aren't they listening to ordinary people like us who's out in the community? We see what's going on with these people and we are suggesting make healthy choices. What are the signs of like we're saying today, what are the signs of an unhealthy body? If we are putting these things out, why do you need a celebrity to tell you, oh, there's 10 signs to an unhealthy body? We are out here. Why don't they connect with us? Where are their agents to get in touch with people like us, to talk to us about these issues? And then we can be a whole 2 miles ahead of the issue instead of waiting for a tragedy to happen. Now all of a sudden, oh, make healthy choices. Oh, there are 10 signs of unhealthy bodies. We're out here. We're putting in the work. So let's just get to the point. Like, what is your first one? And then I'll go to the second.
Okay. Yeah, the first one I have, and this is the most obvious one of a sign of an unhealthy body, is if you have unexplained weight or unexplained weight loss. You don't want your body to be drastically changing, whether you're gaining weight or losing weight. You want to relatively be able to manage your weight, and that's the key thing. As you get older, whether you live in a warm environment or a cold environment, whether you're in North America or in Asia, you always want to be able to manage your weight and not, this day I'm going to eat low carbs and that day I'm going to eat high carbs. You want to relatively be in the same area of calories each day. And then obviously when you do have your cheat meal or that time when you are going to have some excessive calories, it's not going to detriment the rest of the week or what you've been doing because you've been consistent. So that's the only
Yeah.
thing. So that's the first one is that with the unexplained weight loss or weight gain.
Okay. And then, well, I think that makes sense too. In addition to, you mentioned, well, diminished appetite. A lot of people may do intermittent fasting and then they turn around and then they overeat.
Oh,
And so, so diminished appetite versus overeating. You see, you can't do two. That's why it's important. And I do say to some of my clients, depending on the situation, that they need to eat every 2 hours. And then those that are diabetic, they definitely can't do intermittent fasting, but their religion, they tell them, but they don't understand that is not okay.
Yeah, that's a good point, especially because, not all diets and nutrition regimes are capable for everyone to follow. Someone with diabetes has to eat every few hours, but it's what you're eating, managing what you're eating. Yeah, that's a good point. The
Okay.
next point I have here for a sign of an unhealthy body is if you randomly catch a high fever, or if you're catching, uh, um, or if you're prone to colds and flus, and your body's not able to handle it itself, and it kind of pulls you down, and you gotta like you're sweating, you need 3-4 hours of a blanket and this and that, and just random. It could be warm outside, it could be cold outside, but just random. All of a sudden, you picked up something, or you might be around a lot of people, and your body catches something. Those are also signs of an unhealthy body. Now, if it's something like a COVID, obviously your body may not be able to stop that by itself. But regular colds, regular flus, those are something that your body shouldn't be put under the weather. Obviously, you'll notice a difference. You'll notice, hey, I'm not at my best. I'm not at my fastest. I'm a little clogged in the head, in my mind a little foggy. Those are normal for you to realize that and see where you are, and then make your adjustments. But if you're just getting wiped out just because of a cold and everyone else seems okay, though, that's another sign of an unhealthy body.
Yeah, and that is true. Now, I do know that some people, when they get hot and cold like that, it's also because their iron is low. So that's something we can help with too, is to help people figure out the foods that they can take. And then we always talked about a healthy gut. Now all of a sudden the craze is, what's it called? Acmencia. That's a big thing now. And now because chemists have found a way to mass produce it, no. We have to get back to basics and help people figure out what they're lacking. Everybody is not going to have a healthy gut starting out. You can't rush these things. It takes time. So I don't care what type of extra supplements are out there. We have to, take it slow, because I'm going to say it again. You can't rush your body. The world wants everything quickly, but the world may be going fast, but your body doesn't go fast like that. It's not going to instantaneously heal. And that's what people need to understand as well. It's not going to instantaneously heal. So with that, should I add one, like poor sleep?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So for those that don't sleep well, they may eat too much. They may eat a lot of sweets at night instead of something simple like popcorn and water. But can I say, when people can't sleep, they either ate too much and they fall asleep, and then they wake up and then they're up all night because they overate, or they ate too many carbs, or they ate too many sweets. So there's so many different reasons as far as sleep is concerned, but I don't lose sleep. And I always suggest people would have a cup of tea. Now, after you drink your tea, say, for example, every night the same time for 2 weeks, then you want to diminish. Then you can go every other night, So these are the things that, again, we can help with. But just stating the signs of an unhealthy body, we still have to, let's just say, usher people in to understand the process, because if they understood it, they would have been doing it. But now you need, and let's just be clear, it's cool to have a coach now. Let that trend, that it's cool to have a coach, but stay in your lane. If you don't have the information, then don't start telling people all these different things and how you want to advocate if you don't have an understanding, and if you don't tell them that it's different for everyone.
Mhm.
So see, I'm sorry, off topic again.
No,
Go ahead, Martin.
no, you're totally fine because I think of it that way too. When people hear about my personal decisions on nutrition, they think that I'm going to implement, a no meat, a no dairy on them. And I'm like, why would I do that? You're not used to that. Why would I, detriment your whole body and in reverse everything that you've been doing? It's just going to cause even more problems. So it's just like you said, the perfect word I think was ushering. That's the perfect word, and that's what we have to do. And just in the back of my mind, one thing I've always thought of is it may not be on topic, but in a relationship, when someone breaks up or divorce or whatever, they say for that person, whoever, for them to get back to where they were mentally, it's half of the time that they were together. It's going to be half of that time until they're mentally clear. So if you're dating someone or with someone for a year, they say it takes about 6 months for your routine and your mindset to change. You go back to normal because you're always with someone. You're always used to being someone there. And I think we have to think about it like that with food as well. I mean, if you just think about, from the ages of 20 years old to 30 years old, what were you doing? Even if you were making okay choices, it's going to take at least 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. Not every day working out, not something where you have to be disciplined and wake up at 6 in the morning every single day. Not like that, but something where you're looking at a big window and saying, hey, I'm going to make healthy choices for the next 3, 6, 9, 1 year. Because if you think about it, a 2-week thing, a 1 month thing isn't doing anything against the colossal wall that you've built for the last, 5, 7, 10 years of making unhealthy choices, or even not making the best choices. You know what I mean? So
Right.
the way you said it was perfect in terms of ushering in this new plan. It's not like how fast is going to work and can I get back to my routine. It's literally you tearing down your old habits and start and building up new habits, like literally day at a time, and relearning your body, relearning your mind,
Mhm.
relearning who you are. What did I really like as a kid? Now I'm growing up and I'm like, man, did I really like that as a kid, or was I just doing it because I was like good and everyone else was doing it and this and that? As you get older, it's kind of like you have to break those ties away from you, especially if they're giving you those bad habits.
Yeah.
Poor sleep, over unexplained weight loss. These things just carry on with your decision making, with not just to the people around you, but for how you want to treat yourself. You know what I mean? Everyone wants to live in a mansion and fast cars and eat lavish, but you have to get there, right? You not can't just be eating, Burger King and Subway, and all of a sudden it's like, hey, okay, healthy choices, here we go. The reason I bring this up is because many people don't understand, but Jules said it. I'm going to say this word again, ushering, because it's not your habits that need to change. If you need to go eat healthy, you can go to Subway, you go get water, you'll eat an apple, you'll do the movements, but it's the mind. It's the mind that will take time. And that's the
Yes.
hardest
Yes.
thing. And that's why Jules always telling, hey, don't just go with someone because it's a new fab or a new thing, because they might be ushering you into the wrong path. And you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that's very, very important in terms of where you're trying to go and who's giving you that supply. It's like, hey, I want to lose 5 pounds. Well, I get my information from pretty much whoever, right? But if I'm looking to lose 20 pounds, 25 pounds, I better know what's going on and who's giving me this information, and I better know they know the details, crossing the T's and dot the I's of what's going on. So I didn't mean to go in there, but I
Absolutely.
with what you're saying, it's very, very, like I said, aligned with the conversation, but it's also with what's going on in society. You know?
Yeah, because we need to be clear and we need to be real. And then, like I say, some of these people, they've got to stay relevant, and that's the for real
Good point.
truth, you know. But here we are, we're serious about what we're talking about, and we know what we need to do to help people.
Yeah,
Um,
the one thing for me
but
is like if someone comes out and says, "Hey, here's my 2-week plan. Try it out," and this and that, that's fine. But when you're talking about a person like Jewel, who can literally read your blood and give you the exact to the T what you need, what you out of nine, what did they say, 8 billion people in the world, whatever. 7, 8
Right.
billion. That's almost giving me 9. Your blood and what you do is completely different. Even to my sisters, even to my parents, my own blood is different, and what I eat is different than them. You know what I mean? So when we talk
And
about details, sorry. Oh no, I
oh,
was just gonna say.
sorry, I didn't mean.
No, I was just
Oh,
gonna say in
yeah.
detail. When it comes to detail, this isn't something where it's like, oh, here, let me hear something about you, and then I'll write up something of what best can do. No, we're looking at the scientific version of you. Scientifically, this is you. You may not feel like it. You think you're fine. You think your blood's okay, but scientifically, this is you. You're low in calcium. You're low in iron. You need to do this. You need to do that, and that's what Jewel is here for. And I see it all the time. People want to come to me and I want to start training. I want to start training. I'm like, listen, I don't want to. I'll pay more. I'll pay more. I'm like, okay. And then I'm doing everything I can, and just like, I'm getting a little lazy. And I'm like, I knew that was gonna happen. You're not here.
See?
You're not here mentally. We need to tap into this first before we start lifting and jumping and running. This is the muscle we
Yeah.
need to do. And it's crazy because maybe, maybe we're two nice people and we don't come across like that. But in terms of addressing the real problem, Jewel will knock it down like there's no tomorrow and give you exactly what you need. No fluff, no butter, no, oh, you need to buy this and do that and do that. No, this is what you need because I want you to feel better, and this is what I know is going to make you feel better. And there's not a lot of people who can do that. I'll literally jump the fence and say, you know what? I'm pretty close, and we're pretty close to just guaranteeing people what they're gonna feel and how they're gonna feel. As crazy as it sounds, I'm literally guaranteeing people, like, look, you're gonna get. I mean, it's different for me as an athlete. You're gonna get faster. You're gonna be able to juggle the soccer ball more. You're gonna be able to run faster. Your 40 time on your NFL combine is gonna get faster. These things are what I know, right? But in terms of the
Right.
scientific person and what the X's and O's exactly mean, I mean, Jules, even when I'm on the phone with Jules, she's telling me, Martin, you got to do this. Martin, don't do that. Or Martin, you got to try this. And it works. It works. So yeah, that's my whole thing. There is like anyone, and when it's a season or it's everyone losing weight, anyone come up with a PDF or an ebook and this and that. But if it's something that has been built for 10 years, notes in there, scientifically proven, and experiments that have actual conclusions, and she's giving you that, I don't think it's hard to get it wrong there. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I love your tone today, because not a lot of people are going to be serious about themselves until it's too late. So I agree with it.
Yeah, and we can't reiterate that enough. Don't wait until you have an aha moment or until you get sick and that's your wake up
Mm,
call. Don't wait for that. You see, because now we're in 2023. Everybody knows that they're going to have to start making healthy choices.
mm,
Everybody knows that they can't get it unless you're in a small town where you can get in to your doctor. But there's a lot of other cities where people can't get into the doctors within, they have to wait 2 months. Or what are you doing in between the 2 months? What are you learning? Are you able to make healthy choices? Do you have a coach, that's somebody you can talk to, someone you can call up and say, this is what my body's doing? Or you wake up and you were perfectly fine, and then the next day, all of a sudden, you can't raise your hand. What's going on?
mm.
There's so much going on, and it's because you're not healthy. And then they say, oh, I feel good, or oh, I can't sleep. Well, you can't sleep maybe because you ate the wrong food, you know, late that night
Yeah.
instead of eating. Nobody said you could not eat. I eat junk food too, but I know when to eat it. I know what to do if I eat it. I've been a size 22 before, but I've made healthy choices. I've maintained my weight, you see, and I don't lose sleep. People that lose sleep, they don't understand it's something bigger
Yeah.
than what's really going on.
Mm.
It's not that they're making healthy choices 24/7. What they don't understand is the stuff you eat during the week catches up with you.
Exactly.
That keeps you from sleeping too.
Mm.
Oh, and let me talk about the urine. Like I do exams on a regular,
Mm.
and some people, their urine is dark. And
Mm.
I'm like, it shouldn't be like that. Oh, I feel good, and ooh, what should drink
Mm.
more water?
Mm.
But there's not just drinking water, you know. So once they get their lab results, then the doctor will say, oh, you're within normal range. That's not always accurate. What's within normal range? What's within, do they know how you eat? Do they know what you do on a daily basis?
Mm.
You can't talk to me in 20 minutes and come up with a solution.
Mm.
That's what I do,
Mm.
you see. So anywho, that's something too. Signs of knowing that you're unhealthy is check out your urine, check out your sleep pattern, keep a journal, you know, document what you're eating. So then when you don't feel well, go back a week and see what was that you ate, because that's going to tell the story.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, with the dark urine, I've come across this even more just because, with athletes and they want to be lean, they want to bulk up, and they're eating their proteins and they're eating their meats. Nothing against that, but you also have to hydrate your body. That all that food needs to be moving so that you can have regular bowel movements, and the nutrients in there can all be utilized at its best. So you need to make sure you're drinking water regularly so that it can, the digestive, whatever's in there is moving along in your digestive system. So that's a very key one. And
Yeah.
I actually had this problem when I was younger with dark urine, and I had to literally up my calorie intake and my hydration, because I was just like, water's gonna hold me down. I don't want to drink too much water. It's gonna just be heavy. But it's
Wow.
not. It's not a lot. It's not about that. It gets like that when people drink a lot of water, or they drink water and like, oh, I'm feeling. That's because your body's not used to it. When you're regularly drinking water, you can down water. 4 ounces, 8 ounces. That time, and you go and you're fine. And the reason for the water is I literally feel different when I know I have a higher intake of water for that day. My skin feels clear, my nails feel stronger, my hair feels different. It's a bunch of different I'd say little details that I notice once I'm feeling good. So yeah, with the dark urine.
Yeah, and then I got interrupted. My earbud went out again, so now I'm just talking to you through the phone.
Okay.
But yeah, I agree. And also about the water. A lot of people think that drinking water, they like ice cold water. That is not good for the intestines, is not good for the body. Room temperature is good, but I get it if it's hot outside. Of course, you want to cool down, but a lot of people have that misconception of ice cold water is good for them. My thing is, if you eat all this greasy, fatty food and then you drink ice cold water, can you imagine what that does to your gut? Have you ever cooked something that was greasy and put it in the sink and ran cold water, and do you see what the fat looks like, how it just glumps together?
Mm.
Can you imagine that happening inside in your intestines? So, people have to regulate. And, of course, we're not going to be like this every day, all day, but you do have to catch yourself. That's the whole thing is when you make healthy choices, you're not going to start out so disciplined. There's that word again, because people that are disciplined are more successful in results. But if you're not disciplined, listen, catch yourself, and oh, I messed up. I'm going to start next week. No, catch yourself immediately and then move from there and make, say you ate a big breakfast. Well, okay, you messed up. But afternoon and evening, make healthier choices. Drink your water, you see, so that your bowels can move. Eat more fiber so that you can move your bowels. Because at the end of the day, a healthy gut, you've got to keep your intestinal tract cleaned out. That's what this is all about. That's what people aren't saying. But
Exactly.
they want you to, yeah, they want you to try all this extra, but they're not telling you the real skinny. The real skinny is simple. Keep your gut clean.
Yeah, perfect. And I just have one more that I was going to talk about. And then Thursday, obviously, it would be great to maybe list about one of these categories and say how we can fix it. You know, poor sleep, how can we fix it? Shortness of breath, how can we fix it? So, and this was an interesting one. This
That's
one here
good.
is if you have anxiety, confusion, or even change in personality. This could also be a sign of an unhealthy body. Just something where you have confidence, you don't have confidence, you're firm on some decisions, and you're not firm on some decisions, and they're just playing games in your mind. You know what I mean? And it's not. And sometimes you might even make decisions that's not even you. You're like, I don't know why I did that. And it's just being able to, like you said, catch yourself, hold yourself accountable, go into that third voice. Hey, what am I doing right now? What's going on right now? Why am I doing this? Some people just go with the flow and just here, whatever, just do it. I'm at Dunkin' Donuts, might as well eat donuts, and that's one thing there in terms of being able to catch yourself, and it goes back to the mind again. No one's gonna come and tell you, hey, don't do that, because it's advised. You see it on TV. If it's on TV and a commercial, a burger, how can I be willing to say, oh, it's not good for you? It's on TV. But it's one of those things where you have to take accountability, got to take control of this. And I think that's the majority of this anxiety, personality change, not knowing who you are, or only making decisions when you're drinking coffee or energy drinks. Those things are not you. And you want to get back to who you really are and what works really for you. So that was my last point in terms of this
Okay.
unhealthy body.
And that's good. And I like what you said about let's talk about it on Thursday, how to fix it. Now, for those that can't wait until Thursday, don't forget, I have a clinic on Wednesday, tomorrow night, from 5 to 7 p.m. Mountain Time. That's 6 p.m. Central Standard Time and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Well, you have to go to my link tree so that you can get the link, because it won't be on Facebook, it won't be on Instagram. It's a private event, one-on-one. I answer questions. If you have your blood results, you went to the doctor for your annual exam and you have that, you can talk to me tomorrow night about your blood results, the things that you want to do, the changes that you want to make. If you weren't able to talk to your doctor about it, I'm not a doctor, but I am proficient. I can give you helpful hints, and let's talk about the goals you want to accomplish. Also, if you have loved ones that you're trying to help out and you are burnt out, I can help with that. I can give you healthy choices. I can also give you helpful hints to keep your loved ones safe. These are all the things we're going to be talking about tomorrow. You can Cash App but make sure you send me your email or a phone number so that I can text you the link, because it won't be on these social platforms. So that's the health and wellness clinic I'm doing tomorrow.
Wow.
And I just want people to understand, don't wait until it's too late. And then all of a sudden, there's people out here that are coachable, have an ear to hear, and if you've been rocking with me all this time but not support me, then don't expect me to call you, because I can only help those who really want the help. And basically, why am I saying that? Because it takes time to do the research for new people. If I know you and you've called me all these times to get helpful hints along the way, now is the time to spend that $15.99 for a 2-hour event and get answers to your questions. That's real talk. And I don't mind doing that, but I only have room for so many, which is why I keep saying, make sure you RSVP. Now we're getting so close to the 22nd. You just make sure you call me to get the link. So other than that, I'll put it in the description box, but I can't wait until Thursday where we can talk about how to fix some of these things. But we're given we're given a lot of information, but people need to be mindful that they are different. And so we can do a broad thing on how to fix it, but if you're on medication, if you're diabetic, if you're pregnant, if you have allergies, if you have all these things, we're going to have to tweak it just for you. So that's what tomorrow's event is all about. Let's tweak it just for you.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
That's brilliant.
If anyone has any saying, oh, people come off, and it's always money. Here it is. Here's a perfect example. Touch your mouth and that's all it is. Pretty much. No gland. Fluff of the air. This is as real as it gets. Papers with you of your blood type, Jules, knock it out of the park.
That's it. That's all.
If you're ready to get the bottom of things, tomorrow's the day. So that's very exciting.
Well, good. Thank you so much, and thanks for coming on today. I'll look forward to seeing you on Thursday, and if anybody else wants to get in touch with me before, let's just say midnight tonight, $15.99, where we do things just for you. Thursday night, we'll talk about how to fix it, but it's a broad spectrum. It won't be independent just for you. Yeah, so tomorrow, make sure you get in touch with me by midnight so you can get the link, and it's a private event. So see you on Thursday, Martin. Thank you.
Sounds good. Thanks again.
All right, have a good one. Peace and blessings, everyone. Bye-bye.